Welcome, audio fans. It's time for another episode of the podcast, presented by J&J Production Studios, your home for entertainment with your favorite shows available every week. And now, it's time to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next exciting episode. This is the What's Up Bro Sports Show. I'm Samcro here with you guys. We've been wanting to get another episode out for you all of one of the other shows. We are still diligently working on trying to get a schedule together, so please stay tuned for that. Updates will follow, but we've got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be talking a lot of football today and some baseball, even some big news there, which we will share. Some might be familiar to you, some might not, depending on how avid of a fan that you are, but the news did break all over, which probably will not surprise a whole lot of you. But we're going to cover it anyway. It's what's big and what's going on and what's happening right now. So glad you could join me this evening. I hope you guys are having a great week. We're just about halfway through it, and we're coming towards the weekend, which means brand new episodes of the What's Up Bro podcast show brought to you by us at J&J Production Studios, your number one true home for entertainment. So, if you guys missed it too this past weekend, we had a wonderful time. We didn't have a show on Friday night. We had an extra special show which actually lasted 2 hours on Saturday, which gave us our whole weekend in one night. We were hanging out with our good friend and mentor and brother and producer for our show, Mr. J, from our good friends and partners at Ragnarok Radio Inc. at the Sanitarium Show, which they'll have an episode probably coming out, I want to say, excuse me, this weekend, perhaps, somewhere around there. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll keep you guys posted. We'll give you updates on our social medias. Make sure you're following us there if you're not already. But we had an incredible time, and Mr. J was there. His wife joined us. Just kind of kicking it back old school. Mr. J was giving us some insights on himself and his background in radio, and then we just had a ball. It was incredible. It was fantastic. If you didn't have a chance to check that out, go check it out. The episode is available now. Check it out on your favorite podcast streaming service. Yeah, it was such a treat. We can't wait to have him back. We're looking forward to having him on a somewhat regular basis. So if you guys will just enjoy it. It was a great time. So check that out there as well. We have an episode of the review show coming out for you guys. You guys know I have Miss Eliza's going to come on. We're going to talk about the new Frasier series that's coming out. We do want to rewatch it and kind of get through everything to kind of get a really good in-depth analysis of it, and then we will share with you guys our thoughts and viewpoints for that too. So stick around for that. We'll keep you posted on that as well. It should be out soon. We're going to be getting back to the Law and Justice show. I do have to sit down and come up with some schedules for that as well, but that's on the docket too. So all this stuff, but life goes on, and there's so many things happening that we're trying to take it a piece at a time. But we are working diligently to get this together. Now, as of this being broadcast for you guys, it has been pre-recorded earlier in the day. We should have had leeway. We had a plan to meet with the website developer today. At this point in time, by the time you're listening to this, whether it's in the regular evening, this episode will launch at our normal 10 p.m. time frame that we do on the weekends, or even the next day. I should have had a chance to meet with them. We are working to try to get the website up. That's really our last big project for the podcast that we have right now. So we'll give you guys details about that as they come and follow up with you there. It's going to be really exciting. We can't wait. Hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. A lot of great things coming. Our holiday episodes are in full swing. Halloween is coming up next week, in fact. We are 7 days away from today, October 24th. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. Hope you guys will enjoy that as well. If my math is correct, which I believe it is, in fact. Yes. So there's that. I think that's pretty much everything we have announcement-wise. So let's just jump in here because we got so much to talk about, a lot of things going on. Let's do a recap, though. We're going to start in the NFL because that's probably our bigger story arc at this point. We'll get into some baseball near the end, but let's take a recap. We are in Week 7 of the 2023 NFL season, nearly halfway already. So many interesting and weird things have happened over the last few weeks. If you guys are avid sports fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's got to be, I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's definitely one for the books in a manner of speaking, I will say, in some cases. So, and again, you follow this, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's really something. I kind of wait to see what the rest of the year is going to look like. But it's been a time so far, so we'll have to see how that pans out as well. But we are coming into Week 8. We are nearly halfway through the season, and let's do a recap. We're going to look at some of the scores from this past weekend. This is Week 7. We're coming into that. We have the Monday Night Football game last night. We'll give you details on that one. Actually, let's start with that one first because that was kind of an upset as well. So Monday night's game featured the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Minnesota Vikings, which you kind of figure that should be an easy one-sided game. It was not. The Vikings actually prevailed on top, winning 22-17 in a surprising upset. The 49ers dropped their second straight game, which it's kind of a bit of a hiccup and a rough spot there, but it happens to the best of them, I guess, after a while. So a little bit of a setback. Doesn't mean anything could happen. Still a lot of football left, and the season can go on. But that definitely hurts, to say the least. And I'm sure the Niners are there reeling from that too, going, this is not what we expected. So, but they can bounce back. Again, the season's still young. Plenty of time left for that to change. NFL really is week to week anyway, so all that stuff can happen. But let's go back. Thursday, October 19th, the Jaguars defeated the New Orleans Saints 31-24. They are now 5-2, and I believe let me check the standings here. First place, I think, in the AFC South. Gotta be. They are indeed. They are up. How many games are we up? Looks like at least by about a game and a half, maybe 2 games, something like that. So surprise there. Not so much for me. I had hopes they were there, but the team actually in last place, which is the surprise, is the Tennessee Titans, who many thought could be vying for the number 1 spot and to win the division. But even Indianapolis coming in had a young quarterback, Anthony Richardson, who's been shut down for the year and placed on IR, having surgery. So it's the Jaguars' year. They could take the division, and even Houston's in second place, which is saying something. So it's been quite a year, even including teams like the Patriots, who are 2-5 last after so many years of dominance. It's crazy. So there we have that in the standing. Let's see what else we have here. Go through all the games. On Sunday, the Chicago Bears surprisingly defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 30-12. The Bears are now 2-5. Again, it's a rebuild year. They're still trying to figure things out, so it can be difficult. And in a stunning upset there, the Cleveland Browns beating the Indianapolis Colts by a tight one, 39-38. What a way to finish it. I mean, incredible. Like, just an amazing feat. But really, as far as the huge surprise and blowout, the New England Patriots defeat the Buffalo Bills, division rival, 29-25. In a huge upset, also marking Bill Belichick's 300th career win, surpassing legendary head coach Don Shula of the Miami Dolphins. That record was set back in the 70s. For the Patriots, though, it doesn't mean much, so Patriots fans don't get too excited. It's still going to be a rough course of action for the remainder of the year. Not likely going to have a playoff spot unless they can really turn things around halfway through the season, but we'll have to see. But anything can go down, so we'll have to see how that turns out. The New York Giants defeated the Washington Commanders 14-7. The Buccaneers surprisingly lost to division rival Atlanta Falcons 16-13. And let's look at the standings here. I think, is Atlanta in first place? They are. How about that? I can't even remember that. Probably since the early 2000s, since the Falcons were in first place. They're only up by a game, and that can change, but I gotta say, I'm ashamed of myself. I counted out Atlanta. I didn't say that they're a new quarterback, young quarterback, Desmond Ridder. They have a few pieces, but not a lot. I didn't think they would be in this predicament. I thought even Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay's kind of been stalling out a little bit. So again, anything could happen, but that's saying something. Let's see, we have other games here. The Baltimore Ravens finally cooled off the red-hot Detroit Lions. The Ravens won 38-6. I still like Detroit. They're going to take that division, I think, for sure, unless some miracle happens. Baltimore's in first place in the AFC North, so should have a good gridlock there. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers did defeat the Los Angeles Rams 24-17, so they are not out of it. They're not far behind. They're trying to keep that gap tight with Baltimore for that number 1 spot. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Arizona Cardinals 20-10. Arizona's having a rough struggle at 1-6 for the year. But again, a lot of injuries and just not going the way they want makes it difficult. So, understandably so. The Denver Broncos actually getting a win against the Green Bay Packers, 19-17. The Broncos at 2-5. Now the Packers 2-4. Both having rough stretches, which has been a culture shock for Denver fans. If you're a Broncos fan, I'm really, really sorry. I apologize in advance because I love the move bringing Sean Payton there. I thought it was a great fit. I thought, Payton's success all the years with New Orleans is what Denver needed, but I suppose everything looks good on paper. I've said it before. I've said it earlier this year. We started this series when we were doing our projections for division winners, which I'll have to go back and review that, and then we'll do another one after Week 8 since we are coming into it. So what we'll do is we'll wait till this coming Sunday, and we will see where everything stands, and I'll do an updated predictions list. I think I said that was the plan anyway, so I have to go back and see what my picks were and double check. But that'll be fun. We'll do that. So let's see. The Kansas City Chiefs, they defeated the Los Angeles Chargers 31-17. The Chiefs are rolling. And the big game I was looking forward to was the Sunday night game. Two heavily favored teams going in, the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles trouncing on the Dolphins 31-17. The Philadelphia 6-1, like the Chiefs. Dolphins fall to 5-2. I like Miami though. I still think Miami's going to take that division in the AFC East and could still contend for a big spot in the playoffs. So we'll have to see. But yeah, the Niners losing last night was a shocker, and I think, I'm a big advocate, and we're going to get into this when we get to the later portion of this episode as far as baseball, because it kind of applies here too. I'm a huge advocate and believer of, regardless of the season of the sport you're playing, whether it's baseball 162 games or the NFL at 17, whatever it is, if you get too hot too quickly, there's a realistically good chance you're going to cool off at the wrong time. I'm going to emphasize this later, and you'll see how that ties in when we do our talk on baseball a little bit, Major League Baseball. And, when teams like that, like the Niners have been red hot all year, like Philadelphia and like Miami, etc., and Kansas City. We got to throw them in there too. Sometimes, though, you hit the skid, and it just kind of derails everything. Now, injuries play a huge part of that. The Niners have been plagued by a few injuries there. Most teams usually do, especially this far into the season. It's not uncommon. It's sometimes even you kind of, as weird as it might sound, you sort of expect it, you anticipate it because things are going to happen. But if you're not prepared, then it could drastically cause you issue where if you want to have even a remote chance to salvage your season. So I think the Niners could bounce back before the end of the year? Sure. I mean, anything's possible. It's always fun to watch after the midway point, the second half of the season, especially when teams know towards the end this is going to make or break the rest of our season. Whether we're a playoff team, have a chance to make a run at the Super Bowl, and all that sort of stuff. The dynamic. There's always that saying is there's a change in the air, the winds change. That's usually what happens. And when you have nothing left to lose or you're facing elimination, you'd be surprised what kind of motivation a team can have just on those merits alone. So they are vastly approaching that, and once we get to the later part of the season, you start vastly approaching the end there. A lot of things can get revved up and amped up, and that could be the 49ers case. I still think they'll win the West. There's not much competition there yet, too. I mean, Seattle's looking a lot better. Maybe they challenge, maybe, I'm not sure. But at least, I think the Niners should have enough to hold it. But I'd be more concerned about the playoff time than I am with the season when they get there at some point. If they fizzle out then, because it could be playoffs or a one-game season, you win or you go home. So that could end right there. And the Niners learned that the hard way last year. So we'll have to see. But for you guys with your teams, don't hold out. Don't lose hope. Hold on to it. There's always a chance things can come around. Again, a lot of the younger teams like Carolina and Atlanta and all these some of these teams, it's probably not going to be a playoff year for you, but you're trending in the right direction. You've got young pieces. You can always build on that. So you got to set realistic expectations for what a season can look like. Now, a few years down the road, if you're a Panthers fan and you invested all this money and everything in Bryce Young and it doesn't pan out, then you might have a problem. Or actually, rather, I should say it this way, because the buzz around this has been about Mac Jones in New England. Now, I'm not going to knock Mac Jones. I would say I'm concerned as far as his performance after 3 years of being there. This is his fourth, I think, year in actually. Well, it's his fourth year at the organization, third year officially starting the whole time because Cam Newton started back in 2020. So, but it is cause for concern and quite a bit of alarm where there's sort of dissension in the ranks between staff members and members of the organization where they are not confident in their quarterback, and really, to be honest, they've not had an answer since Tom Brady left, and this was the fear. We talked about this. I think I may have shared this on before, or it might not have been on the podcast. I had talked about this with friends and people that are sports fans, like, what are the Patriots going to do? It's going to be rough if you're not prepared, and it would have been nice, I think, if Tom had stayed in New England. He wouldn't probably have that 7th ring, though, but he could have mentored Mac Jones for a year, sit behind him, learn, and that might have given Mac a bit of an edge. Same kind of thing, like if the Colts could have retained Peyton Manning and had Andrew Luck there for a year, at least to kind of have a transitional period. But it is what it is. The issue is, same thing like with the Steelers at first. Now, I like where they're at now with Kenny Pickett, but you don't have a plan after. And you knew at that time Ben Roethlisberger and Tom Brady were aging, and it wasn't known that Brady would leave till later on. But, retirement's a big thing, and you have to have a plan, so which they didn't. But they'll try to figure it out. Maybe it'll change. Maybe Mac will step up. Who knows? But the point is, you have to be patient and have realistic expectations of it. It's probably not going to be a playoff year. And hopefully your team gets it right next year, and you're not waiting for a whole decade to say, well, it could be this year, it could be this year, it could be next year. So we'll have to see. But we will find out. We'll do our mid-season predictions and see where the standings go at that point, and we'll kind of follow along with that. But some interesting games, and I'm not even sure. It's Tuesday. What is the Thursday game this week? Let's see. I guess that's technically... That's week 8. Let's do that last, because we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back with the remainder of the episode and do baseball here. Oh, it's a short week. Oh, this is going to be a good one. It's in Buffalo, New York, or Orchard Park, New York. The Buffalo Bills host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so a short week for that. Hopefully Tampa can bounce back. That's going to be difficult. Interleague play. I wouldn't say there's much. I don't want to say there's not much on the line. I think the bigger concern, though, is for Tampa at this point, because they suffered that loss and gave Atlanta the number 1 spot in the division. This is probably more prevalent for them. Although, again, everything counts too, especially for Buffalo, because Miami playing as well as they have, it couldn't hurt. So I guess it could go either way. We'll have to see. I am going to make a prediction, though, and say the Bills win. I'm not sure what the score will be, but it could be an upset. Had quite a few of them this last weekend. It may not be any different this time around. So there you go. Tune in. We'll have to see. Amazon Prime, check it out. Prime Video, Thursday Night Football. Does it have a kickoff time? 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check it out. You guys will enjoy that. Give you your last dose of football. To kick off next week, it's kind of nice how they stagger that, and it gives you an opportunity to do that. And you have a bridging into Sunday games. So there you go. Let's take a short pause here. When we come back, we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to talk some baseball to wrap up the episode today. These episodes usually are not super long, as you guys know. We reserve that for our bigger shows on the weekend. Just want to get an episode out and help you guys break up your week. I think it's always fun, and it kind of gives you an opportunity to get some more of the other quality podcasts that we have here. And again, once we get a firm schedule down, we'll have these out somewhat regularly, so you guys will be well-versed in everything that we do here. Let's take a pause here. We've been playing, and this is actually the first, I think, other episode on the show. We do play some Halloween tracks for the season, but I think I'm just going to stick to regular ones since, I want to keep that to our main show theme. But either way, same great content quality, great songs, great music. Hope you guys are having a great week. Come back for more. We're definitely not done yet. We have plenty to do here. Still, we'll talk some Major League Baseball, some big news there, what to expect, some potential. We'll do some predictions for tonight's game, which will already be underway, most likely, obviously, when you listen to this. So I'm going to give a prediction ahead of time. So this might not be news to you if you're listening to this at that point or later or the next day, but I'm going to see how close I get anyway. So we'll play with that and more when we come back. Stick around. This is the What's Up Bro Sports Show. Your gridiron favorites are here. Everything but golf, really. We don't do that. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. Baseball, hockey, basketball. I mean, hell, we'll even do racing if you really want. But other than that, you're on your own. Sorry. Golf is for napping on Sundays. Yes, I said it. And if you're offended, I'm so sorry. But that's just how I feel. Stick around, you guys. Plenty more. We'll see you in just a moment. Do not go away. You want to hear what's coming up next right after this commercial.
Hey there, do you love podcasts? Are you having difficulty finding the right ones to listen to? Is it frustrating when you're trying to pick that show? You know, the one where everyone must collectively agree on? Like finding a good movie or TV show to watch, do you look for the most jam-packed entertainment that's possible to find in a single episode every week? Then search no more, and welcome to J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Apologize for the blip there. I was trying to overstep the Halloween tracks we have there. I probably could play a couple, but again, we do that mostly for the big show. If you want to hear those, check out the What's Up Bro podcast show. New episodes every Friday and Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you there. So to wrap things up in the last half of this episode, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk some Major League Baseball. So we're actually running late. Baseball's running later this year, which is interesting, and it has happened in the past, but the series are winding down. We have the ALCS, the American League Championship Series, and the National League Championship Series, or NLCS, the final 4 teams to determine who will face off in the World Series. In the ALCS, the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros are battling. In the NLCS, the Philadelphia Phillies and Arizona Diamondbacks are at it too to see which team will go. So, last night was huge news because it was a 3-2 lead series that the Texas Rangers had over the Houston Astros, and they did not disappoint. And a huge congratulations if you didn't hear this. Actually, I think it was series tied. Actually, never mind. I'm sorry. It was 3-3. It was Game 7 down to the last game. The Texas Rangers have defeated the Houston Astros 11-4 and have advanced to the World Series. Probably, I think the first time since 2011. I believe I saw the article talked about that. So let's get our sound effect in here. Congratulations, Texas Rangers, American League champions, heading to the 2023 World Series. Well done. Very well deserved. A very hard-fought series, too, and I got to say, props to Houston. The Astros had a great year, but I even made this comment, too. Like in the National League, the Atlanta Braves and Los Angeles Dodgers, who are two of the hottest teams in baseball this year, got knocked out in the first round. So again, using the same terminology with the NFL, anything can happen. So definitely know the Rangers have punched their ticket. They are heading to the World Series. Now, tonight is Game 7. These are huge. These are going down to the wire here. Game 7 of the NLCS to see which National League team will face off against the Texas Rangers in the World Series, which probably will likely start around probably Halloween or the beginning of November, probably at the end of the month. I'm not sure what the schedule is, but I know there's a break period in between. But we'll see. Will it be the Arizona Diamondbacks who defeated the Phillies 5-1, forcing Game 7, or will the Phillies prevail and go back to the World Series, their first time since last year when they lost it? And I will say this, and I'll give you my prediction right off the bat. We're not going to beat around the bush. I fully expect the Phillies to mess this up. So even if by some chance they do win it and make it to the World Series, I think Texas has their number. They'll win it. I always say Philadelphia sports, no offense to any of you Philadelphia natives or fans for that. They just have a way of messing it up. Look at the Eagles last year, losing the Super Bowl to Kansas City. The Phillies last year, losing it to Houston. I mean, it's really just one of those things where, you know, they can't seem to get it right. But speaking of that too, Houston now, the defending World Series champion, now are gone. There will be a new champion this year, which I'm leaning towards Texas. I feel like they're heating up at the right time. Although Arizona looks good too. That's going to be an interesting matchup if Arizona is able to get there and knock Philadelphia out. So we'll have to see. But that's my prediction. Let's just assume then if it's Texas and Arizona, or even I guess you could say Texas and Philadelphia, I think it's going to work the same way. I'm going to say it's going to go at least to Game 6, no matter who Texas plays. I think it's going to take at least 6 games. That kind of seems to be a trend over the last few championship series that we've seen. Doesn't mean that I'm right or that I'm 100% right at all or even close to it, but I just felt like that was my best educated guess per what I've seen from teams so far. So we'll have to see. It's going to be a good game. I hope it's a good game at least amongst anything else. So, yeah, again, you never know what can happen. And again, it could go either way tonight. We are not sure. We give our best predictions like anybody else. And just when we think we have it figured out, it goes completely a different direction. So we'll have to see how that turns out there. Also give a shout-out to the NBA season is officially getting ready to start. I had it wrong. I thought it started earlier. I can't keep track. I have so much stuff to do, and I can't do that on top of it. So being interested from basketball, some good games there. We'll talk more about that probably another time once the season begins. I'll give you some thoughts. I think I shared that before, but we'll give you some updated information there as well. So tune in tonight, NLCS, Phillies, Diamondbacks, Check it out. Let me see if I have the specifics here so I can give that for you guys. I'm basing this off of the ESPN because they always have the up-to-date schedule. That's not what I want. Oh, it's right here. I think anyway. No, it's not. No, wait, that's Tuesday. Hold on, go back. Wait, is the game tonight? Should be. Let's see. Hang on, I'm trying to find it here. Wait. Nope. Okay, here it is. I was gonna say it has to be tonight. Yeah. So the Diamondbacks are at Phillies. So they're in Philadelphia. So Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tonight, 8:07 p.m. on TBS. Check it out. Local listing broadcasting may have it, but again, depending on copyright laws, they may not. So as long as you have general cable, you should get TBS. Check it out and enjoy that. I'll probably catch some of that at least later. Maybe I'll check in and see when that is the case. And let's see, according to this, so yeah, it actually does start fairly quickly. So Friday, October 27th on Fox, looks like Fox has the coverage, is Game 1 of the World Series. That will start there. So tune in for that. So it's going to start this weekend. It's going to be awesome. Check it out. We'll see who prevails there. Should be a good game or a good series for sure, no matter who Texas plays. So we know Texas is in. The Texas Rangers are the American League champions. We will see tonight who was crowned the National League champions, and then we'll have a free-for-all slugfest in the World Series. So there you have it, you guys. Some football, a little bit of baseball, best of both worlds. How can you pass that up and go wrong, right? We'll do more of this. We'll do our prediction, our updated NFL standing predictions coming up after Week 8, coming up this weekend. And plenty more here at the Sports Show. We'll keep you guys abreast of everything that happens. Anything that's breaking news, we'll try to share right away. Usually this time of year, not much happens, but could be some big off-season moves across sports once the winter meetings and things happen in baseball and all that sort of stuff. So if anything major happens, we'll try to get you guys updates posted there as well. But plenty more to come. And, of course, as always, we'll have more episodes of the other shows, ASMR, Nighttime Sleep. We want to do another Game Corner hopefully soon. All kinds of fun things we're going to have and put out there for you guys. So stick around. Stay tuned for more. We'll be doing that for you guys. But that's going to do it here. I'm Samcro with you guys here at the What's Up Bro Sports Show, bringing you the latest and greatest, everything in every sport you could hope for, except golf, cricket, bocce ball, croquet. You get the gist. Not the minor things, just the bigger sports, okay? Just to be clear. And I'll even throw NASCAR in there just to give it its props. So I'm just teasing. It's all fun and game. We love it, you guys. And we love you all so much. And thank you for your support. Check us out if you haven't. Linktree.com /J_J Production Studios. All the streaming services where our podcast episodes and shows can be found, as well as all of our social media accounts where you can connect with us, as well as hopefully we'll have the website. I'm going to have a meeting with that today, and we will talk about it hopefully and give you guys more updates soon. And hopefully by the end of the year, perhaps, is our goal, maybe beginning of next year, 2024, either way, we will have it up and running for you guys. Thank you so much. Glad to hang out with you guys. We'll see you this weekend. Remember, What's Up Bro podcast show, new episodes, Friday, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you guys then. Have a great rest of your week. Goodbye for now. And, of course, as always, until next time when we see you at the show.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Be sure to check J&J Production Studios on Linktree for all the streaming services and social media accounts where our shows are featured. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, until next time, we'll see you at the show.